When I was a little girl, my grandmother and relatives, when I would come to them with an issue, and they're like, well, take your issue to trees. Put your back up against a tree, and it will help resolve your problems. Trees, they are an intelligent being. And trees for us, they are providing us with the oxygen that we need. Trees help to lessen your stress. It helps to get rid of anxiety. We're also finding that trees are impacting cognitive ability. It has a way of calming you down, has a way of getting rid of the clutter in your mind. The more we tear down trees, allow them to die, the more it is impacting our environment. There's a problem. We need to be paying attention to what's going on with our trees. Is this a grieving process? Let's just look at what's happened in California with the burning down of trees. What's happening in Canada with the burning down of trees. Something is going on. My totally healthy mother became a full-fledged quadriplegic. We would end up in everybody's emergency room, and we would always be waiting. I'd always be waiting. But to soothe myself, I would always have a bag of yarn. And I would crochet, and then it started becoming a game. And so what happens when you crochet is that it becomes meditative for you. You actually go into a zone because you are so focused on the stitch and where you're going next. It kind of filters out everything else that's happening around you. And the next thing I knew, I was weaving and sculpting abstract images of trees. This is one of my first evolution of my particular process. So most of the pieces that you'll see of mine, they're usually on a flat surface. When I'm talking about this new technique of just dropping yarn on the floor and then going back to sculpting it into a tree, this is one of the first pieces done. All of this green here was initially just dropped on the floor. And what was dropped next to it was the rust. Then this brownish kind was dropped, and then there was the goldish that is coming through. So with this particular piece, I decided to start blending. When I have my pieces, I say, interact with it. How far can you follow along the line? Where does it begin? Where does it end? And when you start doing that, it's like a mind meditation. It's almost like as if you're sitting in a park and you're looking at a tree and you're trying to find where does the branch go, where does it end, how is it different from the tree that's next to it. You get this meditative, therapeutic happening. I have found solace and therapy in the delicate art of yarn. Maybe with these tiny talents, I can just have a voice and just speak out. My father always said to me, he says, let me tell you, if you ever see an evergreen lose its color, you know the world is in trouble. They started turning rust in June. Now that rust is now turning a pitiful looking brown, and all of the leaves are falling apart. So when I do my art now, this is to spark conversation, it's to spark awareness, it's to spark at least some type of interactions to start talking about what's going on in our world and what do we need to do. So this is the culmination of it all. And you may go around and you see some trees and colors that you've never seen before. That is done on purpose. I want you to have the conversation. I've never seen a red tree. Good, that's going to bring up your awareness so that when you start going out, you can take a notice as to what's happening. We all can do this individually, and we can do it collectively. And I feel I am helping. with the message that I have for everybody. Stop! Get involved. Look, see what is happening. Let us not have a blind eye to what is going on with us. I really aspire to kindle a thread of hope that we can protect our forests. I want you to understand it's not too late. We can all collectively do this.